We go to Oshkosh and we see the massive displays, and those tend to be the ones we remember. But let me introduce you to some small companies that are having a big impact on aviation, because small companies and small business is the backbone of America anyway. So let's go interview and talk to some of these new small companies out there impacting aviation. Come on, let's go in for a walk. Welcome, coffee drinking pilots. I am Ned Parks. After 45 years of military flying, running FBOs, flight schools, and flight instructing, I have learned about general aviation from multiple angles and have drank gallons of coffee in the process. So grind a bean, pour a cup, and learn something new about aviation.
Contact Cleveland Center 134.9er.
They say that the mother of innovation is what? Necessity, right?
Yes, sir.
There's always a better mousetrap.
Yes, there is.
You got a better mousetrap about tie down. So give us a quick rundown. What do you got?
It's not only a tie down, it's a hoisting device. To lift something, you just pull straight down. To release it, just down and away from the jam plate. Just let it go back in where you want it to stop. Works just like a Venetian blind.
Okay.
To use it as a tie down, we also have this additional hole for adding pulleys. But what you can do is hook it back over into itself, creates a 2-to-1 mechanical advantage. Get it tight. Once it's tight, put it behind the locking tab. You don't need to do that when you're doing a hoisting. To release it, 2 quick snaps.
That's
Height
fantastic.
does not matter.
Yep.
This is 11 feet up in the air. To release it, just stand back away from it. You just need to get it 20 degrees away from the jam plates. Let it slide. When you want to stop, just let it go in. Or you can do this with it. But to lift, just pull straight down. Just let it stop wherever you want to.
So you got
parts.
You've got a product that's good for the garage, the hangar, the airplane, the back of my truck, my trailer.
ATVs, planes, whatever you want to do with it.
And you sell them in threes?
Here at the show, we have a 3 special for $57. That's a $74 value. We also have a hanger special.
15 footers. Can we do that?
Yep. We also have a hanger special, which is 4 of them with 20 feet of rope. But I do offer 3 different lengths of rope for depending on how high your ceiling is.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys from Best Aviation, Best Tugs, right?
Yep, Best Aviation, all based in Spanish Fork, Utah.
Okay, very good. Tell us a little bit about some of your products.
Yeah, so all of our products were designed with safety in mind. They all have auto advancement features, so making sure you don't overstress the nose gear of your aircraft. They'll automatically slow down. They'll adjust the torque to maintain speed no matter what throttle input you give it. We're really just trying to, we're trying to live up to the name, Best Tugs.
And you've got tugs for all kinds of aircraft?
Oh yeah, we've got tugs that'll go down to your, 2,600 pounds up to 18,000 pounds. Then we're coming out with another one designed for FBOs that'll be up to 90,000 pounds plus.
Wow.
Hey, how are you doing?
And any other products that come with them? Is there a GPUs built in or anything like that?
Yep, we've got some of our Bravo line. You can get those with a GPU or a jump start option. The bus tie connected to your jump start to a 28.5 volt.
Okay.
And they'll run all of your avionics for updating anything you want. We also have our jump cart back there that is exactly that, just without the top.
Oh, so I see. So that's just a GPU.
Yep, we've got a set of batteries in the bottom unit, and the upper unit connects through some copper contacts to run as a GPU.
Great. Thanks. I appreciate it. Have a great show.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm Creighton King from Grip Lock Ties. I came up with this idea working on my race airplane, little casket racer. I was running wires down the engine mount for new CHT wires and padding it with electrical tape like you should do, because a regular zip tie will kill an engine mount. Because what happens is it squishes it, smashes the wire, changes the dimension, it starts moving around. Like here's an example right here of a Lycoming oil return hose, had an EGT wire right there, and the zip tie around that, and just shook, because you're taking, get a little dirt in there, you've got 1,000 grit sandpaper in a jiggle machine, right? So what we've done is we put the rubber lining on the inside, that pads it, cushions it, conforms around the wires, keeps it in place. But wait, there's more. We also made it releasable so you can open it up and add the wires you forgot. So grip lock ties are more money than regular ties because we use the best materials from DuPont, made in Houston, and then we have the rubber lining. It costs more to make. By making it releasable, you don't have to cut them off when you forget a wire, and that way your value's there. Also, we make them in 3 different colors, red, orange, and blue, and 3 sizes. Problem is I'm all out of my 5-inch and my 8-inch right now because we're moving all of our production out of China, and we're going to be producing in Utah starting in the next month. So all of our equipment's just showing up. So, thanks for checking out. It's only 20 bucks a bag.
Thank you.
Yeah, grip lock tie.
So tell me about a little bit what you got going on here. What's your product and what does it do?
So it's an app for an iPad or an iPhone that does aircraft performance for GA aircraft. And so it'll take in weather off the internet if you have a connection. If you don't, you can either use sensors that are on the device or you can manually toggle, pressure, temperature, that kind of thing up and down. And the app will compute for you your takeoff performance, your landing performance, various climb profiles that you can choose. Everything from the most fuel efficient way to climb out to maybe if you wanted a constant cast climb or something like that. On the cruise side, it'll show you what your maximum speed is or speed that's possible, your max endurance speed if you need to hang around for loitering for a long time, or your max range speed, or whatever your speed's going to be based on what power you set, like percent power, in this case 65%. You can change your flap settings, of course, just like in a real airplane, and it adjusts your takeoff information.
And are the performances of different aircraft preloaded, or do we load them in there?
There's 27 different aircraft types that are in here currently.
Okay.
And so there is a little bit of ability to adjust an airplane. Like say you have a slightly, like you put big tires on your Cessna 172, so now it's slower than a standard POH.
Okay.
You can come in here and dial the drag up or down, which of course will adjust your performance a little bit. Change the horsepower if maybe you have a different engine or something like that. Yep. You can do that. And of course you enter the weights and things like that for the aircraft.
Okay.
In flight, or on the ground for that matter, if you turn the engine on, it'll sort of burn off that fuel over time, so the weight changes and it compensates for that. It's got a 73,000 airport database in it, global, including the runway endpoints on both ends. And what that allows you to do is stuff like this, where it will show you, it'll paint the entire runway for you. It'll put runway distance remaining markers down the side there. And in this case, you can see a takeoff run. That's what that arrow represents. The little dot is, you release brakes here, the little dot is liftoff. And at the end of the arrow is where you clear a 50-foot obstacle. If you zoom way in on it, it'll give you data on the airport, that long, elevation, slope, that kind of stuff.
Subscription based?
The professional one subscription is $1 a month. There's a free version that's more or less a calculator.
Okay.
Still works.
$1 a month.
What's that? $1 a month.
$1 a month.
What's not to like? That's basically free. In airplane money, that is free.
In airplane money, you ought to be paying me. It's
right,
yeah,
exactly.
My God, that's
yeah.
amazing.
So
that's astounding. So
the name of the app is TLAR.
Okay.
It's available on the App Store, the Apple App Store. Just type in TLAR. We have a manual that's on our website. You won't be able to see it, I don't think, on the QR code, but
we got it.
The manual's about 200 pages long because this thing does a lot more than we're able to talk about in 2 minutes.
And what if the airplane I have is the performance is not preloaded in there? Can I load it from scratch, or do I have to reach out to you?
No, but I've toyed around with that idea.
Okay.
So at the moment, send me an email and say, hey, I have a X airplane, whatever that is.
Okay.
And if it makes sense, then we'll code it up. It takes about 8 hours of work.
I see.
To add a new airplane.
Yep.
Which of course makes sense for airplanes that there are lots of.
Sure.
If you have some one-off strange airplane, that's a lot of work for one airplane.
I understand. Yeah.
But
well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sounds interesting.
Good luck with your YouTube.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.